I'm not afraid, chao, I got more fire. A veces quisiera quedarme calladito, tranquilito, mansito, patadito, sin abrir el piquito. Pase lo que pase, no moverme un dedito, solo para que no digan aquí viene el cristianito. Hacer el papelito de que todo está bonito y no alarmarme ante lo corrupto e ilícito. Conformarme ante el sistema de este mundito y callar la verdad como si la verdad fuera un delito. No, yo pego el grito, póngase quien se oponga, y a quien le sirve el sombrerito que se lo ponga.
All right. Hey, what's going on, fam? It's your boy TLP, the Living Poet. Welcome back to yet another episode of Hispanic Hip-Hop Videos Analyzed and Exposed. On today's episode, I'll be analyzing and looking into the music video for the song titled SOY PEOR by rapper Bad Bunny. Now, this is strictly what I personally picked up on when I watched this video, but please feel free to add anything else that I might have missed in the comment section below. Now, some of these things that I uncovered from this video could or might not be related to, and not limited to, subliminal messages, things with double meaning, almost the same thing, but you know, anti-biblical things, anti-Christ things, deep hidden meanings, and so on. Now, I will be first taking a look at the visuals of the video, and after I am done analyzing it, I will share the lyrics to the song and analyze them as well, while also providing some biblical scripture that actually goes against what Bad Bunny is trying to inspire and promote with this song. Let's get started. Now, starting with the title of the song, SOY PEOR, meaning I am worse, we can already assume that this could be, or most likely will be, a depressing song, or something along those lines. Now, do we really want to listen to a song that might heighten depressive moods within us? This is a serious question to consider and also analyze. Moving on to the actual music video itself, we have a couple of key elements that will determine the feel and set the tone of the video throughout the entirety of this music video. And I will mention a few, if not all. All right. Dark. This music video is pretty dark for the most part. Colored lights in usual and unusual places. Some form of bondages or slavery, hallucination, different forms of sexual sin, the continuous use of red and black lighting or colors throughout the video. Now, beginning with this image right here that I have, I'm going to start explaining more or less what I got from it, or what I see when I'm looking at these images as they went through the video. The mist and smoke, all right, this may mean many things. It might just be, you know, through the producer's point of view, it could just be something special effect, some dramatic effect, if you will. But to me, as soon as I seen this and actually seen the whole video, it kind of meant to me like the end of Bad Bunny himself as a person, as his true form, and the rise of his persona. All right. Now, moving on to the next image, we do have a dead tree right over here on this side. They could have put a regular tree. They could have put, you know, the car next to a nice looking tree. But, you know, decisions. This is a dead tree right here. Now, once again, this is just my take on it. Okay. This can mean many things. It may not mean anything at all, but to me, as I was watching the video, what I got from it was, being that it's the only tree that looks that way in the video, most likely it's a reference to how he feels inside, and might also serve as a cross-reference to him not being able to bear fruit. Now, when I say fruit, I mean the fruits of the Spirit. Obviously, this man is not of God, so therefore he cannot bear fruits of the Spirit. He acknowledges that. Now, I'm not going to mention all the fruits of the Spirit, but if you go take a look at the book of Galatians, chapter 5, verses 22 to 23 in the Bible, preferably King James Version, you're going to find the fruits of the Spirit right there. So, moving on. This right here is a black and white car. Now, typically when we see or try to dissect Freemasonry imagery, it's a checkerboard. Now, they can't be that obvious all the time, even though for the most part they are. So in this video, what they decided to do was just, instead of the checkerboard, they just put some stripes on this white car, the stripes being black themselves, and there you have a little bit of masonry imagery, if you will. Now, you can't see it right here too good. I have other images later on in the video, but he is wearing a cross earring, okay, kind of like a mockery towards a cross. All right, now he's looking inside the trunk. He's sad. He's, a little unstable while he's looking inside the trunk. He's seeing somebody inside the trunk. We're about to find out who it is later on in the video, but he does have someone locked away in his trunk. Now, here we have the first image, or first time they present the character inside the trunk, masked, okay? 2 X's on the eyes, meaning that they're dead, okay? So, and there's also red and black colors here, like I mentioned earlier. There's a lot of red and black in this video, whether it be through the lighting or the colors themselves. There is a lot of red and black, okay? I'm not going to get into what that means. Look it up yourself, but things that I noticed. And we have a little close-up on the 2 X's here, which, you know what, also have another meaning, whether it be in Freemasonry, whether it be in Illuminati symbolism, which I am also not going to get into because that will take up the whole video. But if you haven't looked it up yourself, go look it up. 2 X's means something else. All right. So as he closes the trunk, he is kind of like a little bit relieved, but at the same time saddened that he had to close the door on whoever's in this trunk, which we're going to find out later on in the video. Now he gets in the car, and as he's driving away, talking to himself, about the pain that he's going through, there's a part where a female right behind the seat just grabs her hands and arms around him. Now, within the video, I do believe it to be a hallucination, because later on he does physically encounter women. So this might be just going on in his mind. Okay, this is what he's thinking about in his mind. This is lust, sexual thoughts, and so on. All right, nothing that we should be indulging in, but he's thinking about it. Obviously he's in pain, but he's thinking about that more than anything else at that moment. And then, of course, later on in the video, almost right after, we have a horror house here. We have, beautiful women. Obviously, this represents lust and sexual immorality and so on and so forth. None of these things that we should be partaking in, but all right. We have him indulging and giving into his lustful desires. He's surrounded by women. These women are not ugly, but they do represent whoredom and everything that goes along with it. They're touching each other. I'm not going to go into what happens within the video because it's pretty visual, pretty explicit. But yeah, this pretty much represents lust and more sexual sin. Now, if we look at the background over here, there is like an X on fire, but an X on fire at this angle. Okay, I know he's covering this side over here, but even if you take him out of the portion right here, to me, okay, this is just to me. This might just be me looking into things. I might be just seeing things. Who knows? But once again, my take on it. This actually looks like a cross on fire here, and we see this in many of hip hop videos, especially in the Jay-Z video, "Run This Town," I think it was. They had something similar, and that also has another meaning, which I'm not going to get into. These things like this that have Illuminati symbology or Freemasonry symbology, I'm not going to go into detail about it because, you can find information on other places. But I'm just saying that we have the example, or another version of those symbology in this video. All right, we got a close up on the cross on fire here, and it's kind of like throwing like a shooting sign. All right, so there's a part in the video where he's with the women in the whorehouse, and he's looking very down, very depressed, very sad, just maybe he doesn't feel like himself. He feels like, I don't know, some kind of regret, and out of nowhere he kind of like looks at the camera like surprised, like even spooked out, if you will, at some point. And it's because, well, what do you know? The character that was in the trunk early on in the video has escaped. Now we're about to find out who this character is. Judging by the hands and bracelet, we might already know, but take a closer look. He who was dead, all right, is resurrected. Is freed from the shackles that was like holding his hands, and he's just walking around, and he's about to unmask himself. And yeah, we have a Bad Bunny. Now the funny thing is, I would think that this would be like a more normal version of himself, but it's actually just him, the way he is earlier in the video, same persona. So I thought that was very interesting how they would make a difference between this him and the other him, but that's just me. Now almost towards the end of the video, we have his friends, his crew, if you will, and notice how the whole video was like colored, and when we got to this part where he's hanging with his crew, the video turns black and white, specifically when he's with his crew over here. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And then you're gonna see in a few seconds or later on, while I explain the video, he's wearing a upside down pyramid shirt and hat. Okay, they're throwing shooting signs towards the camera, and I'm gonna get into. Let's see. There we go. So we got the upside down pyramid on the shirt and the hat. Now, when I look at this imagery right here, all I can see is his friends within the video are one of those friends that are like, hey man, forget about her. There's plenty of girls that you can hook up with, yada yada yada, etc. If you're a person that has these kind of friends that actually motivate you into indulging in sexual sin and sexual immorality, then I advise you to just walk away from those friends, because they will lead you to destruction. You're already destroying yourself by doing what he's doing in the video, which is just being destructful and just careless with himself. And this does not add anything good. This just adds on to the fire. So if you have friends like that, just walk away. There we go. So towards the end of the video, we have a burning rose which appears in and out, and it was curious to me. I was like, man, well, that has to mean something. And I kind of like looked into it a little bit, and in witchcraft, I believe, so if I go to my notes here, in witchcraft, that does have a meaning. All right. That meaning is, if you burn the ashes, that breaks ties with your former lover or former partner or former boyfriend or girlfriend, etc. And so I thought that was interesting. They have the rose burning throughout the last couple seconds of the video. It's like an in and out, fading in, fading out type of thing. And I just thought it was pretty interesting. There we have it again. Normal colors. And yep, here goes a note that I found earlier. This was on a list on, I think it was Tumblr, I believe, like on a witch page or whatever on Tumblr, saying the different ways of using roses within their spells and magic. And this was number 40. Burn them and use the ashes to break off ties with the ex-lovers. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And there goes the upside down pyramid on the shirt and on the hat, a close up of it. And earlier I tried to show like a little cross earring that he had right here. Hopefully you guys can see it better here on this side. If not, there it is again while he's in the car. And yeah, that does conclude the visuals. Now I'm gonna quickly go, do like a run through the lyrics, all right, and kind of like give you like a summarized translation of the lyrics and kind of put like a little biblical perspective against what he's pretty much trying to motivate or inspire through his song. All right. So in the opening lyrics, he says he came out hurt last time he trusted in someone that he loved. He won't fall in love again. No, he won't fall in love again. Bad Bunny is showing his current emotional state. He is hurt, depressed, and has lost all hope on true, genuine love. Now, if we look at the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 5, it says, "Thus saith the Lord, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departeth from the Lord." Now, he's pretty much blaming all his pain, his depression on this girl, which I'm pretty sure, within the video or the song, they weren't married. They were probably just boyfriend and girlfriend. And if you're just boyfriend and girlfriend and you're putting all your trust in that person, like blindlessly, then you got problems. And especially if you're allowing this person to hurt you this much, you got problems. You are a weak-minded person, a weak human being, not strong in the heart. No offense to Bad Bunny or anyone else who has felt this way. We've all felt pain. I'm not saying if you feel pain, you're weak. I'm saying if you allow that person to cause you that much pain and depression and sadness and don't get back up and don't act right and just like brush it off, then you got problems. Moving on to the next part of the first verse. Actually goes on to the hook or chorus. It says, keep going your way, that without you I'm doing better. Now I have others that do me better. If before I was, bad, I'm not going to say the actual word that he uses, but if before he thought I was bad, now I'm worse. Yeah, I'm worse because of you. See, he's blaming his ex about how he feels and what he's going through, and he's trying to act like if it doesn't matter, but obviously he's still in pain. So he's in such pain that he has started getting careless and promiscuous with many and different females. That's what he's trying to state in that former comment right there, lyric. But if we look at 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 18, it says, "Flee fornication. Every sin that a man doeth is without the body, but he that committeth fornication sinneth against his own body." By him saying, keep going your way, that I can find others that do me better, meaning like sexual intercourse and whatnot, he's saying that he's engaging in promiscuity and sexual sin, sexual immorality, which I'm totally against. God is against it, and he's promoting this. So him, the Bad Bunny, not God. And then it goes to the second verse. It says, "Today I don't want to smoke regular weed. Bring me that kush that will make me feel spectacular, to celebrate that you're not here to speculate or think wrong about me having a bunch of contacts on my phone." Now, because of his pain, he wants an escape through weed and admits to have been in some ways unfaithful himself because of the many contacts of females he had on his phone. Otherwise, he wouldn't be saying, I'm glad I can celebrate now you're not here to bug me about the contacts, that I had on my phone. That wouldn't make any sense if that wasn't the case. Now he says, "Today I drink and I'll go out. Being unfaithful doesn't matter anymore." by him saying that he's referring to himself because he tried being unfaithful, I guess. And then he says, because of females like you is why they say that all men are the same. If you don't know me, don't point at me, don't judge me. I know your wrongs. And then he mentions Hector, their father, saying that he's going to go out on the streets with his crew and whatnot. Now, he keeps hinting at being careless with himself to numb out the pain, and is even considering going out to the streets with his crew. And when you go out with your crew, in that scenario, in that case, when you're not of God and you're like in the world, you're just looking for something bad to happen, basically. And move on to the last part. Last verse, he says, because of you, now I do whatever I want. I only think of me first. Just throwing up money in a whorehouse. To hell with true love. I only think about making money now. Babe, our love is dead, and it'll rest in peace. Doesn't matter to me who you go with. Tell your mom that I don't need her anymore, and now that I have plenty of mother-in-laws. And then he talks about different women that he has connections with, or that he has the choice of being with. Pretty much, he mentions a blonde chick, a rocker chick, and a model. And he says, he finishes the verse by saying, and even his fans. So he's even admitting that he's getting promiscuous with his fans and whatnot. I'm not saying that's a reality. I'm saying that that's what he states in the song. Now, through that last verse, he has become selfish and does not care about anyone else but himself, and only cares about money. Says that he doesn't care for just one girl. Now that he has so many options. And he says, I'm not here for love of months. I'm not here for dumb fights. You should look for someone else who can kiss you. None of them look like me. Tell mom to not pray for me, that tonight I'm going out and just doing my thing. And no one can make me straighten out my ways. Now, with that last verse, he's pretty much saying that he lost respect for his life and doesn't care how he ends up, and even rejects any prayer towards him, and is acting and speaking like someone with a reprobate mindset. If you go to Romans 1:28, it says, and just as they did not see fit to acknowledge God any longer, God gave them over to a depraved mind to do those things which are not proper. If you're going out on the street and you're doing whatever you want and have no regrets and getting yourself into trouble, then you're on your way and path to destruction. All right. So once again, let's pray for Bad Bunny and all these other artists that are just, filling the streets with poison with this garbage content within their music. All right. So God bless you all. Thank you for stopping by again. I appreciate the love. Hit like, subscribe, and share this video with all your friends. All right. And I will see you guys next time. Probably sometime this week, maybe next week. We'll see what happens. God bless you all. Love you all. Have a wonderful day. And as always, Ephesians chapter 5, verse 10 and 11. That's our mission. Let's do it.